So much technology. So much technology. Hold on 1 second. Let's do this very quickly. Screen for our friends. Let's see here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jessica, if you want to go ahead and watch the room so we can let everyone in. See something really quickly. All right. All right. All right. Happy Monday, guys. Let's get these slides up. Happy Monday. We are quickly approaching the end of the year. I hope everyone's excited and looking forward. This is actually my favorite time of the year. This holiday season is my favorite time of the year. My favorite time of year for various reasons. Helen, good to see you. Congratulations again.
Thank you so
on a
much.
smooth closing.
Thank you for your help.
Not a problem at all. I know sometimes you guys probably think I have no clue because you only see the team, but
No, I knew you had an eye over everything.
you know I do. You
Yeah.
know I do. You know I do. I gotta, that's trained activity there to take your hands off and let the team do what they do. But I know that, I always want to make sure that that you guys know that I'm helicoptering everything. And now too, I'm working on my leverage. With that being said, happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to your Monday morning sales huddle. Mindset, new money, and market updates. We know that our call is powered by Modern Mortgage Experts, where we have a loan for every home. If any of you are a guest, if someone referred you and you have not had an opportunity to meet with me before, my name is Ray Cole Jackson. I am a South Florida real estate and finance attorney. I am the co-founder of Modern Mortgage Experts. I am a licensed loan officer. Yep, all of the things. Loan officer, real estate attorney, title agent, you name it, realtor, you name it, all of the things. But I enjoy real estate. So that's why I stay here. I stay in this space. I want to start off by, of course, again, saying good morning to everyone. I hope that you guys had a very productive and restful weekend, popping in and out on social media over the weekend. I saw a lot of guys in the community have some open houses. That is good to see. There is a lot of activity, a lot of trainings and meetings, meetups going on. So hope that everyone is ready to hit the ground running on this Monday morning. Again, just a reminder, during this time, again, because we endeavor to make sure that this is a time of impact, right? And a time that will helpfully help you with your productivity. Tap in. We did a meeting last Friday where we talked about there's always, as you guys, especially during this time, and I hope that you gather this, you gain this practice now, and that it takes you forward in your business, that as the CEO of your very own real estate business, you're going to have to take time to work on yourself and work on your business and not necessarily in your business. And especially during a time like this where you're needing to make a pivot right? Where you're needing to definitely keep a very, very, very close eye on your business and on the market. Definitely make sure you carve out time in your schedules for moments like this. So turn off distractions and of course take notes. Again, the reason why we come together each week is because we want to impact three main areas in your business. Number one, your mindset, reminding you again that you are the CEO, you are the head, you are the visionary, you are at the helm of this business that is your ship. And so if you are not in the right headspace for whatever reason, the ship may go down. And so that's a very important piece of your business. Mindset is a huge important driver for your business to be successful. And then secondly, of course, new money. I mean, at the end of the day, our business helps a lot of people, but at the end of the day, we also want to be able to help ourselves, right? And so we're able to help ourselves by being compensated for the time that we spend in helping others to accomplish their real estate goals, either buying or selling. And then lastly, market updates. Things change, right? And the fundamentals of our business, they remain the same. The fundamentals of our business, they remain the same. But how we execute the fundamentals of our business, they change based on the market. That's just what it is, right? And so we want to make sure that, again, we have our finger on the pulse of the market, because you'll get left behind if you're not following. So where we always start off every Monday when we come together is mindset, of course. A new mindset will definitely get you new results. Even every day should be a new mindset shift, right? Because again, generally by the time you get to the end of your day, there's been so many situations that have caused you to possibly be in a different space. And so every day I encourage you to start your day with a mindset shift. And so this week, our mindset shift is make lemonade. And so it's funny because I think, well, not last week, but the week before last, you guys know that with our title team, we do a daily huddle starting at 8:30 in the morning. And we use a daily leadership reader that has different topics, but they're all centered around leadership and different characteristics and thought processes that you must have as a leader. And so today's reading was so on point, and also the commentary of our closer on the team was so on point that I had to literally quote her. She was in the same space that the mindset shift was in, but I literally had to quote her because that's something that I know that will that'll resonate and stay with you guys. And so the title of the reader that we had today was Adversity Prompts Innovation. Adversity prompts innovation. And so the reading went on to talk about how a young boy who had immigrated from Sweden to Illinois, he sent 25 cents to a publisher for a book on photography. That's what he wanted. That's the space he was trying to learn how to operate in or provide a service in. And so what he received was a book on ventriloquism. So how to become a ventriloquist. And that wasn't what he ordered, but he went on to, he adapted. It says that he adapted and he learned how to become a ventriloquist. And that boy, his name was Edgar Bergen. For more than 40 years, he entertained audiences with the help of a wooden dummy named Charlie McCarthy. You guys probably remember the famous ventriloquist. And he became that by virtue of adversity. He didn't order that book. He intended to be a photographer, but he received a book on how to become a ventriloquist. And so he took that lemon and made lemonade. And so again, for 40 years, that allowed him to have a level of notoriety and really a profession that was never intended. So the idea is when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And so when life deals you problems that you did not intend to encounter, how are you going to pivot? How are you going to make the best out of it? And so the book itself is Failing Forward. is failing forward. And so it says that the ability to innovate is at the heart of creativity. And I told the team today that innovation is not necessarily coming up with something entirely new. It doesn't necessarily have to be something entirely new, as you were intending to learn how to be a photographer, and now you have to learn how to become a ventriloquist. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It may just be doing something different. Innovation can mean just literally doing something different. And so he says that is at the heart of creativity, a vital component of success. A vital component of success is to be able to pivot, And so he actually he developed a course for his students, came to call Failure 101. That was the name of the class that professor created, called Failure 101. And the whole idea was that he wanted to, it says his goal is to set students to equate failure with innovation instead of defeat. He wanted to equate the student's mind with innovation instead of defeat. He wanted to equate the students' minds with innovation, how to pivot instead of defeat. It says that way they will free themselves to try new things. They learn to reload and get ready to shoot again. They learn to reload and get ready to shoot again. It goes on to say, if you want to succeed, you have to learn to make adjustments to the way you do things and try again. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. As the CEO of your business, the market of this real estate business, the market is going to give you lemons. Will you make lemonade? Well, closer went on to make an example of the 2008 market crash, when transactions went from booming. It was crazy. 2008, before the crash, was just like COVID. This is literally what they talk about. These are cycles, guys. These are cycles. And so she talked about they had so many deals, they didn't know what to do, how they thought they were going to be able to continue to close them. All of a sudden, the market crashed, and they had to pivot and start doing short sales and foreclosures. They had to innovate. They had to do this thing differently, right? So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So the question I would prompt you guys today is, what are you fighting against in this market? I would challenge you to innovate. I challenge you to pivot. I challenge you to make lemonade out of the lemons in this market, because truly there is some to be made. So, market update. I mean, no terribly great news. You guys know. I'm sure I'm not bringing you guys anything that is not already available to you. And that is one of the key drivers of our business right now that we're watching. Market rates continue to have an upward rate momentum. They continue. We do have some day-to-day reprieves, but interest rates continue to have an upward momentum. That's not new news. That's the lemons that we've been handed. And just for a visualization for you guys, this is what our interest rates look like. They have been steadily climbing for a while now. You see that they peaked. They peaked in October or so of 2022, and now they're peaking again. But when the market gives you lemons, you can still make lemonade. You can still find new money. You can still do deals in this market. So one of the main concepts, and this is going to serve you not just in this market, but in markets to come, is your marketing. And so right now, and I mentioned this to the group that gathered on Friday, right now, there may not be a ton of transactions. There may not be a lot of volume in the market. This is a time for you to make lemonade and gain market share. If you guys read any business journals, any business periodicals right now, everyone is telling you, okay, well, if there's only 10 deals to be had, I want to gain more market share. I want to do more of the deals that are being done. So my challenge to you guys this week, in going after new money, you're going to have to figure how to gain market share. What does that mean? Again, that means getting more of the deals that are happening in the market right now. Visualize this funnel, because this is your business. When we talk about business planning, and business planning season is coming up, when we talk about the marketing portion of your business plan, pay special attention to that, because that is the engine of your business. Marketing, leads, conversations that turn to the contacts, that turn to conversations that you can convert to contracts. That is the engine of your business. Your business will sputter and die if the engine is not filled with the gas of leads. So right now, I want you to figure, how do I gain more market share? How do I gain more market share? Because, you know, my pool of potential buyers and sellers is not as large. My pool that I had set, my funnel, is not generating the volume of business that I would like this right now. What do? I need to get in front of more people. I need to gain more market share. One of the main things you can do right now is show up. Show up. What does that mean? What marketing task are you consistently executing that your audience can rely on? You got to show up. You got to show up, and you got to show up consistently. You guys probably know behind the scenes, I'm sure you can imagine behind the scenes, so many things happen before we go live on Monday mornings and before we go live on Thursdays. But guess what? I'll be here. Even if I have to go live on my laptop and use my phone for my second screen, I must show up. I must show up and execute, because my audience is relying on that. Our community is relying on that. So take a quick assessment of, with regard to your marketing task, because again, that's your funnel, that's your main driver of your business. Where are you consistently showing up? Where are you consistently showing up? And I'll go a little bit deeper. I'll ask you to take a step back and think, what has been your most effective marketing strategy? And whatever that is, go deeper in that. Show up in that, right? Now, in showing up, what should you show up with? What should you show up with right now? I can tell you right now, low-hanging fruit, be the guide. What does that mean? Providing highly engaging and relevant content about how to navigate today's market. Guys, if you think you're moving slow or concerned about today's market, and you're the experts, how do you think the average consumer feels? The average consumer is 100% paralyzed. They're going based off of, you guys always hear me say, what CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and whatever their local news is saying, and they're not even the experts. How can their voices be louder than you all, who are the experts? You are in this space. So if you provide highly engaging and relevant content about how to navigate today's market, I am certain you are going to get engagement. Because trust me, anyone that's interested in purchasing a home, they didn't just say, forget it, never mind, I don't want to buy a house. No, it was that someone else showed up, MSNBC, CNBC, Fox News, and the local news, they showed up more consistently with negative Nelly news, with negative news. They showed up more consistently, and they're not even the experts. But if you show up and you be the guide, I assure you, you can get some of those concerned buyers off the fence? What are some of the engaging, captivating content you could be using right now? You want to tell them to start building equity now. Yes, interest rates are what they are, but guess what? Tell them the counter news, tell them the other news, that home values are not going down either. So you're going to wait now. Either you're going to purchase now while prices are lower and date the rate, or you're going to wait until prices go up even further. You got to understand, you got to explain to them how that they're just balancing each other out. So yes, okay, you want to wait for a lower rate, but the house is going to cost more. Oh, and by the way, there's going to be more demand in the market because there's going to be more people who are in the market now to purchase because they were waiting to listen to CNN and MSNBC and Fox News. So you want to tell your buyers that they don't want to be in the rat race with everyone else, lining up with everyone else, like was during COVID, right? Date the rate, marry the house, and explain to them how they're going to do that. What do we mean by date the rate, marry the house? We say lock in now at the interest rate you qualify for, you can afford to make your monthly payments, and then we'll go ahead and reposition that interest rate when they go down. The Fed has already said they're looking at lowering their interest rate, quote unquote, as soon as they can. What do we know for sure? We know for sure, what do we keep saying, guys? Lenders don't make money unless they lend. They don't make money unless they lend. So your engaging content is, how are buyers still able to purchase home in the current market? That should be easy for you. If you're doing deals in this market, your colleagues are doing deals in this market, how are buyers still able to purchase homes in the current market? That's what you're telling them to get them off the fence. I can tell you, we've had conversations about adjustable rate mortgages. They are 100% an option because they provide that lower interest rate in today's market that concerns buyers. Now, obviously, we educate them on the fact that it is an adjustable rate mortgage. We will be with you looking to, again, reposition that interest rate as soon as rates get to a better rate to lock in that fix. But again, let's get you in the house now. Let's date the rate and marry the house, right? Let's get you in there now. Then be the guide. Be the guide. Be the guide. How many of you're hearing about interest rate buy downs, buyer seller concessions, and you have not yet had a conversation with buyers about it? That is 100% still an option. That is a valuable option. That's how we're getting interest rates down, right? Lender down payment assistance programs are still available. Remember, we talked about Hometown Heroes, but there are down payment assistance programs through the lenders that are still available. Be the guide, right? So you tell them, let's get a consultation with my lender, with my loan officer, to see whether or not you qualify. You'll be surprised. There are loan programs right now. We're having a conversation. We're getting buyers pre-approved for their entire down payment, zero down, right? And down payment assistance. What about government programs such as FHA, VA, and USDA loans? They have not gone away. FHA is still 3.5% down. VA is still no money down and no mortgage insurance and preferable interest rates. USDA loans can also be no money down. They haven't gone anywhere. FHA, VA, and USDA loan programs have not gone anywhere. So be the guide. Be the guide. In order to get new money, you're going to have to be the guide. And so to be the guide, the more you learn, the more you earn. The more you learn, the more you earn. So I've mentioned to you guys before, in this market, you're going to have to be more proactive about how to be the guide. And the way you be the guide is to bring this information. Again, how can your audience rely on you to consistently bring them engaging and actionable content? Because again, Your responsibility is to market. That's the first thing. Before you can get them under contract and get them to the closing table, you got to get in communication with them, right? So let's pull ourselves up out of interest rates, market data, and say, okay, what are ways that buyers are still buying? Because again, I know you guys are seeing people, your colleagues still at the closing table. You're like, well, I thought they said interest rates were terrible. They're not the best, but again, they're strategies. They're strategies. Okay. Be the guide. So I am going to go live in the community. Yes, Adrian, I see that. I'm going to go live in the community this week and show you guys some demos. Show you guys some demos on how we are effectuating seller buy downs, how we're effectuating the down payment assistance program through lenders, including FHA, VA, USDA. And how many of you have heard of non-QM? Non-QM, that's your DSCR loans. Those are all of your loans. They're your stated income, can you briefly explain assuming mortgages? Sure. So I'm gonna discuss it from I know there's two ways that you can look at assumption of mortgages, because some investors, they're looking at it as an investment strategy, right? So an investment strategy, the assumption of mortgage investment strategy is when you acquire titles to a property. So you reach out to a homeowner, they have an existing mortgage on the property, you acquire titles to the property, and you assume that mortgage to the extent that you just continue to make those payments. The seller is not removed from the mortgage, because again, in order for them to be removed from the mortgage, that will require you being in communication with the lender and the lender approving it. So that's in the, I would say in the investment arena, that's an assumption of mortgage strategy in the investment arena. Again, it's off the books per se. The purchaser will take titles to the property, pay the seller, but they will continue to make the payments on the mortgage that are recorded against the property. Now, the other way, that's what they call a subject to. Yep, Joe, they call that a subject to. Now, the other way that this is effectuated, which is on the books, and this is when you utilize the assumption of mortgage option in paragraph 8 of your contract, and when you utilize the assumption of mortgage rider with your contract, is when you do go to the lender and you say, I have a buyer that would like to assume my mortgage. That is, they're going to continue to make the payments from today or from closing day forward. And in that situation, the lender has to approve that assumption. Does that make sense? So you have the investor option where the buyer and the buyer investor and the owner, they kind of make their own agreement as to how that mortgage is going to be addressed. Now, make no mistake, the owner has to rely on, because that mortgage has not been extinguished, the note has not been extinguished, they're still likely personally liable to the lender. If that mortgage is not paid, the lender's still going to reach out to them. They may no longer own the home, and they may no longer be foreclosing on the home that person, because they no longer live in there. So they don't have that issue, but they still have the issue that they are personally on that debt. All right. So that's the investor scenario. Again, the other scenario, which is contemplated in your purchase and sale contract and contemplated utilizing your rider, is when you actually reach out to the lender and you facilitate a situation where the lender agrees to have the new buyer step into the shoes of the owner and assume that mortgage. They're going to qualify that new buyer. The owner is going to come off the debt, and a new mortgage is going to be recorded to reflect that the new buyer is now the party that is responsible for that mortgage debt. Does that make sense? Let me know.
Yes.
All right. All right, this week we have contract to close on Thursday. Next Thursday, we have Show Me the Money, how to review settlement statements. And then the last Thursday of this month, we do have a 3-hour contract class. So for those of you who need to brush up on your contracts, you have questions about the contract, make sure that you are on that call next week. I'm sorry, the third Thursday. Now, again, that call is the CE portion of it is powered by the Realtors Palm Beach. So we want to make sure that if you are a member, that if you're a member of the board, you can attend that call. Okay. All right, guys. All very good questions. If there are no other questions, okay, there's something.
Come here.
If there are no questions, I will see you guys next week. I see your question, Adrian, for sure. I'll shoot it over to you.
Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Not a problem. So Dave's question, when the lender is involved, does the new owner gain the equity to the property? So technically, that's a good question, Dave. Technically, the new owner, they're going to purchase the property for its value. So there is not necessarily new equity. There shouldn't be, right? That's not to say that you're going to, in the purchase and sale arena, like if you use your contract, I would assume that the buyer is going to purchase the property at its market value. When you do an assumption of mortgage situation, what you're trying to take advantage of is that interest rate, right? You're trying to take advantage of the terms of the seller's mortgage. You're not necessarily taking advantage of the equity, or at least you shouldn't, if that makes sense, right? You're likely going to purchase the property at market value, but you're trying to take advantage of a lower interest rate. So let's use a very good hypothetical. Let's say someone purchased a property during COVID and they're locked in at a 2% interest rate, a 3% interest rate. And so, yes, a property could have increased in value to the tune of, let's say, $50,000 since it was purchased. That's fine. I'm going to pay you market value for the property. But what makes me able to really go forward with that deal is if I can lock in at a 3% interest rate mortgage that you have on the books with the lender. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you that's not happening much. You can have the conversation. It's not happening much. Why? Because lenders, they want to, of course, they want to take advantage of the different interest rate, right? Of a higher interest rate, assuming the buyer will qualify for that. Right? Yes, it is recorded. It is recorded. All right. All right, guys, all good questions. Keep an eye out for some live demos in the Facebook community. You will get the notification when I go live. And hey, Yolanda, you guys will get the notification when I go live. And if nothing else, I'll see you later on. Go get it. New money.
Thanks again.
No problem. See you guys later.